Gosh, lightning's everywhere. That really looks like a funnel to me. Okay, so this is truly the sketchiest thing. I cannot drive under that. It's ready to go tornadic. I want to time lapse this, but I don't want to die. This is the storm that's north of where Reed is. It's coming this way. 7 is right up in front of me somewhere. And then I'm gonna see if I get on the other side and keep shooting this as it billows out. Look at this swoop. God, whoa! Time to get in the car. After a 2-day detour to shoot thunderstorms over White Sands National Park, I set off on May 22nd for Claude, Texas, as another 2% chance of tornadoes was in the forecast for northern Texas late that afternoon.
Turn right onto US Route 66.
Or does it say 66? It says 54. Oh, historic 66. Got it. Coming down into Claude, Texas on 287. Not sure you can see the wall cloud. I'm going to need to do this on the iPhone as I get a little closer. That's the one that Reed and everybody are looking at from the other side. I'm kind of sneaking in from behind, just looking for other east options as I get down here. But I want to stay out from under that thing. May the 22nd turned out to be another frustrating day as my storm killer mojo was in full effect. I saw some interesting structure and what looked like a funnel on my way there, but as soon as I drew close to Claude, the storm began to fall apart. I'm south of Claude, Texas, keeping an eye on this guy. So instead, I set off for Ellen Reed, where another big cell was just beginning to blow up. Okay, I bailed. I would have been right in the middle of that if I went up to Ellen Reed. That's the rotation that everybody was looking at a second ago. Ellen Reed showed potential, but that storm didn't produce anything, and suddenly I was surrounded by golf ball-sized hail. I headed south, partly to get away from the golf balls, but mostly because another rotating storm had set up near Childress. Here we go, hold on. How's it drifting? Punched through the heavy rain, trying to get to the other side, only to have the Childress storm fall apart. As I was now 0-3 with no other rotating storms left to chase, it was time to call it a day. I've been so far. Pulled over at a truck stop. I'm gonna have dinner. While this thing rolls in, I'm just gonna let it go by. The weird thing about it, there was so much of a cloud mass there that I thought it was dark. I thought it was already way past sunset. And now it's getting lighter with every second. Crazy. It's so cool. It's just orange everywhere and just dumping rain. Lightning still going off. Ah, I love this. So yeah, good decision to sit this one out until the cell blows by. I didn't want to be on the freeway. I couldn't see anything. Highway, I guess I should say. But you can see the end of the storm right there. Right on top of the convenience store. This is amazing. This is amazing. I hope the back one's going because there's some really cool lightning right behind me. Look at this. Just orange. Okay. Lights are on. Look at this. This is what I signed up for right here, right here.
After dinner, I set off to try and find a spot to shoot lightning, but the storm, of course, died as soon as I got back out away from the lights. As I set off to find another truck stop for the night, I realized that the day wasn't a total loss, as the sunset following the orange thunderstorm was pretty spectacular.
Tuesday. This might be my last day. There is a 2% again tomorrow, which I wasn't expecting. So now I might stick around. Okay, so the new plan is I'm just gonna run up to Muleshoe instead of going to Clovis, and then I'm gonna wait because there's 2 more storms coming up. So I just came out, headed towards the next supercell. Bailed on the one that just died.
After spending most of the day looking at cells around Muleshoe, Plainview, and Clovis, I finally started heading south towards Lubbock. Before I could get there, a new cell popped up right in front of me. Not only was it between me and Lubbock, it really looked like it was getting ready to drop something at any moment. I turned around and headed towards the north, and suddenly it was right behind me.
Okay, so this is truly the sketchiest thing. I'm gonna get a couple photos really fast. He's barreling right at me. Okay, I don't have much time. This is coming right at me hot and fast. I think I can get up here and around the corner and maybe set up and get like a better shot of this later. But I just wanted to really get the feel of this thing. It just erupted and it's heading north hard. This is what I'm talking about right here. Like right on the edge of it. Moved a little bit further. And look at this thing. I think if I get further out and then shoot back, it's gonna look pretty spectacular. That really wants to drop something. Look at that. Look at it. Again, Lubbock is like right on the other side of this, another 20, 30 miles. You can see how hard the wind's blowing. Rotation like right here. You can see how it's just twisting completely around this thing. And the center's like right there. tail of this is like right over here. The wind's picking up right at the end of it. You can see that it pushed past, but now it's going north hard. And east. And I still haven't really gotten to the end of this. So I'm gonna keep going all the way to 27. Highway 27 is right up in front of me somewhere. And then I'm gonna see if I get on the other side and keep shooting this as it billows out. Look at this swoop. God, whoa! Time to get in the car. Gosh, lightning's everywhere. That really looks like a funnel to me. I gotta keep moving. That's coming down. Look at that. Still looking at this rotation. That's the thing that just went roaring past me and it's still rotating like heck. You can see it blowing out. Okay, I'm trying to keep one eye on Plainview, which is right up the highway for me, and then another eye on a couple of these storms back behind. There's one moving into Sudan right where I left.
As it turned out, a small landspout was eventually spotted a bit further beyond Clovis, and an F1 or F2 was reported far to my south. I had no chance to get to either of those tornado warnings before it grew dark, so instead, I drove back out under my storm near Sudan, hoping for another orange thunderstorm.
I think if I just hung out here, it could turn orange. So maybe I could just kind of flirt with this little boundary, the back end of the cell.
When I got there, it looked like the sky was melting as the high cloud base dripped bands of rain and hail across the horizon. It was easily the best apocalypse sky I had ever seen.
I'm gonna leave that going. Okay, so really cool looking sky to my left. Heading north up to Clayton from Amarillo. Spent the night south of Amarillo and then Loves.
May the 24th turned out to be the last day of my storm chasing trip in 2023. By this point, I had been chasing storms for 3 weeks and had logged well over 8,000 miles on my trip. It was definitely time to head home. I had planned to head home on the 23rd, but when I woke up at a truck stop in Amarillo on the 24th, I discovered that the tornado outlook had gone from 2% up to 5% on the border of Texas and New Mexico, and I knew I couldn't pass up that opportunity. After staring at the HRRR, I placed my money on the storms that would be blowing up near Clayton, New Mexico. After setting off, I arrived about 2.5 hours later, just north of Clayton. Again, just directly overhead out of nowhere, like these low clouds that were hanging around. We're getting a lot more energy. And a new tower is going up right over my head. That's kind of on its way in. I am officially chickening out because there's a new cell directly on top of the van and it's getting ready to drop something. And I don't know if there's a warning before it starts dropping baseballs or if it just starts dropping baseballs. By this point, most of the other storm chasers were already further to the south down near Tucumcari. Since my storm was disorganized and not producing much of anything, I decided to head down towards where the real action was. But for the second day in a row, a new cell blew up right in front of me, and I had to change my plans. Okay, so here's my next problem. I've got a smaller cell in front of me. I gotta get past this thing, but the thing right in front of me is rotating hard. Some lowering. Super sketch. And behind me is this. So I may have just gotten myself into some trouble here. I don't want to go through there. There's some hail. I can just feel it. This thing wants to chase me going back north. It's going to turn into a bad afternoon for me. I thought it would go east. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it move. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Look at this. It's like it's all coming apart. Here's the wall cloud. There's big time rotation right underneath this wall cloud. Look at it. It's coming down right here. Look at it. Independence Day where they're like, it's so pretty, and then they die. That's what's happening. I'm looking for an east option while I'm filming out the side. Crazy rolling waves still going over my head. I've got lowering in the front. I've got this surfer wave of a cloud coming in from the side, and then I've got that wall cloud just munching on my butt. Looking for a east option. Any east option will do. Dirt road, don't care. I would just drive as hard and as fast as I could to the east. I just don't have, there's nothing. Look at this. I mean, everything is like this right now. Love to get out and shoot, except how? It's to the side, it's behind. There's just hail cores everywhere. I'm surrounded by hail cores. This van, just was trying so hard not to let this happen. Just need a road going to the east.
that's north of where Reed is. It's coming this way. These two things are about to bang into each other. Had some possible lowering over here. It's rotating like crazy, but I think it's so disorganized that nothing's going to really stay long. And then over here, this guy's coming from the other side, so I got just a little bit of time to get out of here. All of this is just coming together in a big, ugly way. I'm just fascinated by this, but I'm going to jump in the car and just keep moving.
Rule number one when you are storm chasing is to always have an exit route available. This was my third year storm chasing, and this was also the first time that there was no exit route. There were severe storms heading directly at me from every direction at once. My choice was either to core punch and just plow through whatever was coming my way, or to find some shelter from what I assumed would be some very large hail. Since I was trying to save the new van from getting smashed, I opted for finding some cover as I drove into Dallart with a monster supercell right behind me.
So I finally pulled in. I found like a deserted gas station that seems unattended. And I'm just gonna stay here. So I finally found a place to hide for a second in case there's hail. But I've never seen so many cells just merge and congeal so fast. And it's still in front. Like if I went forward, there's a heavy cell up here. There's a heavy cell swinging up from swinging around from the west. On this side, you can see it, like see how it's coming in? Then you go over here, and it was like hot on my tail, like it was pushing in like right behind me. So it seems like all of this stuff is just rotating in some kind of bizarre, crazy way. Like this thing just got ramped up and it's just getting sucked into the vortex. I was trying to get a photo of the lightning, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so I'll have to stick with video for now. If I don't have to worry about the hail, I can do okay. All these different cells just pushing in. It's the locals. I can't get over how it's Wednesday night. A little thunderstorm. Time for dinner. And I'm like, this is the most wicked thing I've seen in my life. Okay, I'm hoping that the overhang is enough to keep any hail from landing on me. The back of the squall line is just over me now. So what I need to do now is wait for this thing to roll by. Should probably look at the radar though, huh? Yeah, oh my gosh. Hopefully there's no tornado in there. I'm gonna look for some rotation. Oh, there is. Look at that. How exciting. It's just behind me. So yeah, it's coming, it's rotating right now. I can see there's a flag across the street blowing pretty hard. Alright, so there's that. Oh my gosh, it does look like a tornado. I don't think the rear camera's going anymore, but if it's something that's rain wrapped, then I guess we'll find out together, huh? See the wires moving. Flag is just about blown off. Hard blowing winds, here it comes. Jeez, come on. Gosh. Whoa! Seatbelt on. Gosh. Oh! That's probably the center of it right there. Rotating right in front of me. You can see some of the water. It's pretty substantial, even now. The wind's let up, it's just all rain. The back end of this is just going to rain itself out. Gosh! I remember this is going to be super dark. Power outage. A big one. I'm at Tucumari, where Reed was, and they probably got hit with a massive storm and lost power, but it looks like a big one. I mean, is it back to Albuquerque? I mean, how much power's out?
After driving about 100 miles west on Interstate 40, I pulled into a rest area which was completely dark due to the massive power outage around 10 p.m. and called it a night. As I set off on the 892-mile journey home early on the morning of May 25th, I was grateful that my van hadn't got smashed by hail and that I was able to experience some massive storms in the Midwest that year. I took a year off in 2024 for trips to Europe and also to spend some time with my new granddaughter. But I'll be returning to chase again in 2025. My adventures in 2025 will be coming up soon, so if you'd like to see how my storm chasing season goes this summer, please be sure to subscribe. Before ending this episode, here are some shots from my storm chasing trip in 2023.